Hello everyone, welcome in today as your Florida Gators welcome number 12 Alabama into the swamp. I'm LDJ11 and this is our Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Alabama comes in this week having already lost one SEC game, but if they can knock off the Gators and win out, they will end up winning the SEC East, so this is a huge game for both teams, as the winner of this one will have control of the SEC East as we are underway, and Kimber takes that one out. It was only a 20-yard return. Let's see what we can do on offense. Jack Garola is your starting quarterback, of course, and he is going to pull it on a read option, and that is going to be a first down and more as he ends up picking up 14 yards. You'd like to see him go down there and not take that hit. So we go to Montrell Johnson, our starting running back, on the next play, and that's a solid 4-yard pickup. Of course, you'd like a bigger run, but you'll take that on first down. So on second down, we're looking once again to pass. We get Barola on the move, and that is Emmanuel Henderson coming down with the 13-yard pickup. So with a fresh set of downs, we're in the gun, and Garola is going to pass it here. That one just didn't work out. Now let's take a look at some injuries. Harrison Wallace III, of course, is going to miss this one. And Alabama's missing some of their pretty key players today, even though one of them is a true freshman. We'll have to see if that helps us out at all. But it's second down, and Garola's going to pass, and he just takes a sack. He didn't even move in the pocket. That's an 8-yard loss, bringing up a third down. That's very long now. And then Garola goes down again with back-to-back sacks. That's worst-case scenario. We end up having to punt the ball back to Alabama, and their starting quarterback today is Jalen Milroe, who led them to the national championship last year. But he fumbles the ball in the first play of the game. However, Booker picks it up. That's still a 7-yard loss. Justice Boone with the huge play along with Tyreek Sapp. But they hand it off on second down to Miller, and that ends up being a 7-yard pickup. That's a pretty solid gain, so their third down's manageable at 3rd and 7. Milroe looking to pass. He finds Ja'Cory Brooks out there on the sideline. That's going to be a first down and a 14-yard pickup. He's been solid for him, and he is a pretty good prospect in real life. It looks like they're going to run some play action off of Miller here and get Milroe on the move. He tucks and runs, and that's a solid 9-yard pickup. You'd like to see him slide before taking that hit, though, like I always say. But they go to read option on second down, and look at that. Powell Ryland got tossed to the ground, and that's a big play for Milroe. That's 22 yards on the ground right there. I'm not sure how great he is as a passer, but as a rusher, he is fantastic as they try to go right back to him. This time, though, we sent a blitz at him. He wasn't going anywhere. Miguel Mitchell took him down. So they run play action off of Coleman, who's their back on this play. And again, Milroe just tucks and runs it up the middle. That's a first down and a 15-yard rush. We need to get a spy out there to try to stop him, and we don't do it on this play as they send Bond in motion. And he's going to run the jet sweep out to the left. However, we played that perfectly. Jalen Kimber did a great job on that play. So it's going to be 2nd and 8, and they're under center, handing it to Miller, and he just runs by Scooby Williams. I don't know what the heck happened there. That should have easily been a tackle at the line of scrimmage instead of an 8-yard pickup. So they're going to come out in Wildcat, and Miller pulls it. He gets hit in the backfield once again, but this time he breaks the tackle, and that's going to be a 1st and goal now for the Crimson Tide. And then into the end zone goes Jamarian Miller. Alabama takes an early 7-0 lead in this one today. We knew this was going to be a fight, even though they had 2 losses already on this season. Now let's see if we can answer. Johnson gets the carry, and that's a great first down carry for 7 yards. I am very happy with that result. So we run play action off of him instead of probably leaning into him like we should have. However, it worked. David Hester went for 6 and a Gators first down. So we throw it once again as we are a little too pass happy. That one gets swatted down and was very risky right there. That was a bad decision by Jack Garola, and we go to Montrell Johnson on the option, and that's only a 1-yard pickup. Alabama played it well. You got to give him credit. So on 3rd and 9, we run play action, and Jack Garola gets hit from behind. So once again, we're forced to punt to Alabama. That's how both of our first drives end. They open up with the Wildcat, and that play did not work at all. They lost 3. I love to see it. Milroe, however, is looking to pass on second down, and that's Prentice wide open for 22 yards and an Alabama first down. They show their resiliency and why they were in the title game last year. Their offense is incredible. Milroe tucking and running here, and that's another huge run by him. Really got to figure out how you can stop him. He's been kind of the whole catalyst of this offense. I mean, you usually expect the quarterback to be the catalyst, but he has been both the catalyst for their air and their ground game. The first quarter comes to an end, though, with the Crimson Tide leading 7-0 over Florida. Let's see what will happen here as we have 3 more quarters to go. We are showing that our offense is not up to par, but our defense is doing a pretty good job fighting with them and not letting it be easy as Milroe's looking to pass on 3rd and 9, and that is a completion to Outs, their tight end, and that's for 11 yards and a Crimson Tide first down. So they go back to the ground game, and Miller gets the carry, and look at this. That's another solid 8-yard pickup. Our defense needs to step up, especially our front seven, and get this ground game under control as Miller cuts underneath, and that is a 7-yard pickup. Once again, giving the Crimson Tide a 1st and goal that they toss out to Miller, and that is a touchdown. Alabama extends this lead up to 14-0. Jamarian Miller has been awesome on the ground, and you got to give a lot of credit to Milroe. He's also been awesome on the ground. Now Florida takes over with their biggest deficit since their loss to La Tech earlier this season. They need to get this offense going and get an answer, or else this game could get sideways quick, as we're looking to pass here on a 3rd and 3, and I don't love the play call. A lot of people are going deep. Garola scrambling around, and he once again takes a sack. It looked like he was trying to throw it away, but it was too late. So this drive's already over for Florida, and Alabama gets the ball back, looking to take a 3-score lead in this one. Alabama's been incredible so far as they go to Miller once again on the ground for a solid carry, setting up a 3rd and 2 after he picks up 5 yards. They come out under center, and they hand it to Miller on the delay, and Antoine Powell-Ryland makes the play. That's a 2-yard loss, forcing Alabama to actually punt the ball to Florida. Trevor Etienne gets his first carry as he checks into the game, and that one does not go well for the Gators. They end up getting a clipping called against them, backing them up to a 1st and 18. Anything and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Gators today. Noah Keeter gets his first reception on a 5-yard pickup, bringing up a 2nd and 14, and they bring in Quantel Johnson, who picks up 3 and fumbles the ball at the end. Luckily, the Gators recovered it. So now it's 3rd and 10, and Garola's looking to pass, and he has a man open on the sideline. That's David Hester with a great 13-yard reception and a Gators 1st down. Garola scrambling now out to the right. There's nobody over there. He just tucks and runs. That's a big play as he goes out of bounds after picking up 21 yards. Quantel Johnson getting a carry here, and he tried to truck ahead. That didn't work, but that's still an 8-yard carry. You love to see it out of the young man. Jack Garola throws it to Emmanuel Henderson underneath to pick up 3 and get another fresh set of downs. Last time we had this field position, we took back-to-back sacks, and it nearly happened there. But Garola got that ball out as he hands it to Johnson on 2nd down, and that's only a 4-yard pickup. So it's 3rd and 6, and we still need a 1st down here. We need touchdowns, not field goals. And look at this, David Hester's open over the middle of the field. That's 28 yards, and giving the Gators a 1st and goal with 18 seconds left in the first half. Garola looking to throw. He wisely threw that one away. However, his throwaway got him in a little bit of trouble there. Emmanuel Henderson comes in motion with 14 seconds left in the half, and Garola throws a bad pitch that Alabama recovers. The Gators get no points on this drive. What a huge mistake by Jack Garola. It's 14-0 as we go to halftime. The Crimson Tide are leading this one, and they are giving Florida everything they've got and showing that they probably are the better team. As you look at stats, I mean, they're kind of close. Florida has 109 yards of offense compared to Alabama's 148. The problem is, Florida had an extra possession in the first half, and they're still behind in yardage, and they really haven't looked like a great team on offense. They get the ball moving a little bit, and then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot, and they mess it up, and that's not going to work against a team like Alabama, who's already better than you, so we need to get that under control. Now we're going to take a look at some recruiting news from around the dynasty this week. Tackle Jake Park, who's a 3-star tackle out of South Carolina, is down to Florida, Arizona State, and Georgia. You can see he's a 69 overall and a +2. He's a solid player. I'd like to bring him in. We really do need some tackle and O-line depth in general. Next up's Jonathan Jean. He's a 4-star receiver. He's the number 61 receiver out of Texas. He's down to Florida, Maryland, and Syracuse. Not the top 3 you'd expect, but that's his top 3. And then we have Jalen Robinson, a 4-star receiver out of Mississippi. He's down to Florida, Oregon, and Texas. He's a 68 overall, but a -7, which is a big downgrade. And he only has 64 catching, which is really kind of buns. We'll have to see if we get him. In the second half is underway officially with that kneel down. So let's see what Alabama's offense can do. Milroe's going to throw it, and he finds Law for the 1st down and an 11-yard reception. Based on how our offense has performed today, we definitely need a stop on this drive, and then we have to get some points. We cannot afford to go down by 3 scores. If we do, I don't think there's any way that we can get back in this game, and that's saying something because our offense has been a little bit underwhelming all season, if I'm being honest. Like, we rank in the mid-50s-ish or 40s in offense. That's okay, but you really would like to see that improved, and especially since Coach KJ's an offensive coach, you'd think that we'd be better than that. However, this offense does have some flaws, so there's room for improvement as Alabama's been moving the ball really well on this drive, and they're almost in the red zone, and with that completion apprentice, they are in the red zone with a 1st and goal. That went for 14 yards. Milroe's going to run play action off of Miller and throw to the end zone, and look at that, Kamari Wilson picks him off. It wasn't a great throw, honestly. It was thrown straight to him, but we'll take it. Kamari Wilson with the huge play. Now the Gators have a chance to answer. Let's see what they can do. It's 2nd and 12 already after a 2-yard loss on first down, and that was nearly intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry, who's one of the top corners in the nation, almost made a huge play there, but on the next one, we get him, and Xavier Henderson gets a big reception that ends up going for 34 as he fights down the sideline. That'll also get us past midfield, which is awesome for this Gators offense. Jack Garola throws it underneath to Noah Keeter, who breaks a tackle. That's a 2-yard reception. That's okay. It's not ideal. We're in the pistol formation here, handing it to Montrell Johnson, who gets a first down and more. That is an 11-yard carry. We really haven't done that much on the ground in this game, and our backs don't have a whole lot of carries. As Johnson gets another one, though, and that goes for 7, setting up a 2nd and 3, and then we come and take him out of the game and go 5 wide. It worked. We get the first down to Emmanuel Henderson, but I feel like we need to lean into this running game and keep pounding the ball, as Garola should have handled that one off to him. That was a bad read on the read option. So we do hand it to Johnson on the next play, and it doesn't work. We end up losing 1, bringing up a huge 3rd and 10. We come out in the gun. As you'd expect in this situation, Jack Garola runs play action, and he just barely gets that pass off. So it's 4th down, and we're going to be forced to settle for 3. At least we're going to get points on the board as Mahalik hits that one, giving us our first points of the day, as it's now 14-3. Alabama's back on offense. Our defense really needs to get another stop, and that play is going to go a long way towards helping that as they lose 2. That's a great job by our defense. Milroe looking to pass, though. Hits Prentice underneath, so it's going to be 3rd down already, and it's going to be a long 3rd down at 3rd and 7. Alabama hasn't had to complete too many of these long 3rd downs as Milroe's looking to pass, and down he goes. That's Tyreek Sapp taking him down. Then what a play by our defense right there, as our offense is going to take over now with a chance to close this to a 1-score game if we can get a touchdown or even a field goal on this drive. We end up going deep over the top, and that's Malik Mega, who's wide open, and into the end zone he goes. Florida gets the answer they've been looking for. Jack Garola puts that on the money with a dot over the top, making this score 14-10. Gators still trail, but that gives us hope late in the 3rd quarter. Alabama takes over here, and first down didn't go their way. They only picked up 3. On 2nd down, though, they hand it to Miller, and that's almost a first down with a 7-yard pickup. So it's 3rd and inches. They're probably just going to hand it to Miller, honestly. And no, that's going to be play action. Milroe did the same exact thing earlier in this game, and he tucks and runs around the edge for 6 yards. So on first down, they hand it to Miller. That's going to be a solid 6-yard pickup. In the 3rd quarter comes to an end with the Crimson Tide still leading, but it's only 14-10 now. Gators have this down to a 1-score game, and if they get a touchdown, they could take the lead in this one. They need a stop on defense first, though, as Coleman's going to get a carry to open the 4th quarter. He takes that for 10 yards. Miller checks back into the game, and they just run play action off of him, and then Milroe tries to tuck and run up the middle. That one didn't work, though. So they send their tight end outs in motion over to the left. Milroe again looking to pass. He finds Prentice, so it's going to be a 3rd down, but that's a solid 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it easier for them to convert it. They do, however, look to pass, which surprises me. Milroe tucks to run, and down he goes, and they call it a sack. Tyreek Sapp made the play, but they're going for it on this 4th down. Jalen Milroe's moving in the pocket. He's going deep, and we pick it off with Jalen Kimber. We honestly probably would have been better off swatting that one down, but we'll take the interception. Maybe that'll help swing the momentum in our favor as we take over, handing it to Trevor Etienne for a 4-yard pickup. It's not perfect, but we'll take it. 2nd down, we go straight back to Etienne, and this could be a first down, and it is on a 7-yard carry. You love to see it, and so does Albert. So we're in the gun here on first down, handing it again to Etienne on the read option, and look at that cut up the middle. That's a solid play. We are getting more and more confident on offense as we get another fresh set of downs. Etienne gets a carry, and he probably shouldn't have cut that one out a little bit, but we'll take a 5-yard pickup. We pull it with Jack Garola on the read option, and that's another first down and an 11-yard carry. The Gators are moving the ball easily on this drive. Now looking to pass is Jack Garola as we're down to 4.5 minutes left in this game. Noah Keeter couldn't hold on to that one. It got swatted down in front of him. So it's 2nd and 10, and Garola again looking to pass. I don't like that we left our ground game. That was what was working, as that one's going to end up just kind of being a throwaway, so it's now a 3rd and 10. If we stuck with the ground game, we wouldn't be in this situation, and down we go, taking a sack. A once promising drive has come to an end, and we give Alabama the ball back, needing to stop them, as Jack Garola did get hurt on that last play. We're going to bring him back into the game, though. We need him out there. So they send their receiver in motion, and they're going to hand it to Miller on 2nd and 3, and we don't make that play. We had him in the backfield. That's going to end up being a huge play for Jamarian Miller, and that's a 27-yard pickup, putting Alabama past midfield. And wisely, they're going to start draining the clock as they hand it to Coleman with just under 3 minutes left in the game. They drain the clock once again. They're down to 2:15 as Milroe's actually going to pass, and he finds Law wide open. That's a first down, and they're down to about the 15-yard line. Now things are getting stressful for the Gators. They need a stop. They can only give up a field goal, and if they don't do that, their game's over, as Miller gets a carry here on second down, and we do make the play, bringing up a 3rd and 6. It all comes down to this with a minute and a half left in this game. Milroe's going to pass, and he throws a screen to Law that we break up, so we're still in it. We have a chance. They are settling for a field goal that is up and good. It's now 17-10 Alabama. But if we can get a touchdown in a minute and a half, we'll go to overtime. Jack Garola's going to have to pass. That's Emmanuel Henderson for a first down, so that'll stop the clock as we rush to the line of scrimmage. Garola's going to send Henderson in motion on this play. I don't love the play call here, and they are going to pass. It looked for a minute there like they were thinking about running it, and look at this. Oh no, what a huge mistake. It's over. We've lost this one. That's a terrible interception by Jack Garola. I just threw it in the coverage. That's honestly more on me than it is Garola as the clock runs out. Number 12 Alabama comes in here and knocks off number 15 Florida. This right here is going to give Alabama basically a clear path to the SEC East title and to the conference championship game, and it essentially wipes out any hopes of the Gators making the college football playoff. So we're not going to accomplish that goal, but I'm okay with our record so far this season, and although I wanted to make it to the playoffs, I'm happy with a 10-win season, which is what we can still achieve. It's a big loss here though, and Alabama, they were the better team today. I mean, you could tell they had more talent than us, and they played well. They played their style of offense, just controlled the ball, and drained the clock. They didn't give a whole lot of possessions on offense, and they made it to where if you made a mistake, they really held it against you. And maybe the biggest problem is that when they made a mistake, we didn't capitalize off of it, and we allowed them to not pay when they messed up. However, you know, it is what it is. We just didn't win it. We didn't play well. Honestly, our offense was quite disappointing today. Our defense did a good job. They held them to 17 points. You should be able to win this game. So it's more on Coach KJ's offense. And as bad as it is, you know, we still have a chance to finish the season with 11 wins. So I'm trying to stay positive about it. I was really looking forward to maybe getting into the SEC championship game, and I thought we had a good chance of winning it if I got there, so I figured if we won the SEC, we would be in the college football playoff, and I was kind of getting my hopes up, so it's sad to see it get messed up here at the very end. But we still have a game next week, and our season's not over. Now let's take a look at the Heisman standings. Christian Viluex leads the way from Pitt. He's surprisingly at the top. He hasn't been there all season. Number 2 is Will Rogers. 3 is Drew Aller of Penn State. You'll love to see it. 4 is Lou Nichols, and 5 is still Tyler Buckner of Notre Dame. Taking a look at top 25, we're still going to look at the coaches poll for now. Penn State, Notre Dame, Oregon, and Ohio State are set up to be your playoff teams if the season ended today. Surprisingly, Iowa State sits at number 5. I did not expect to see that. Miami drops from 2 to number 7 with their loss to UNC. That's a big mistake so late in the season. And our loss actually doesn't cost us that much. We only dropped from 15 to 16, which is understandable. I mean, Alabama, they were already ranked higher than us, and we weren't expected to win the game. But we did give them a pretty good fight, so we deserve to not get punished as badly. Next week, though, is a huge game. We take on FSU. They're 6-5, and, you know, somehow they're better than us still, even though they suck. I don't know how you struggle that badly in the ACC with, honestly, overall ratings like that. Like I said, we're on track to probably win at least 10 games, and somehow they are worse than us. I mean, their defense is pretty good. Their offense is pretty good, but they can't win. So, as a Gators fan, you love to see it, man. And I hope that we can capitalize off of this and get the victory in this game. Honestly, I know they're probably going to give us a struggle because it is a rivalry game, and FSU is not a bad team. As much as I'd like to say they are, they're not a bad team. So I look forward to bringing that to you next week. This is LDJ11. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe, and I'm out.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.